Yeah. Wow. Okay. Now on stage. Okay. Great. How's it going, guys? Welcome. One more day on us giving you feedback on your listings or giving you ideas on how to launch a new one. Which category? From the marketing perspective, meaning paid advertisement, PPC, which is Andrew's forte, and content creation strategizing, which is my forte. So together we are the Powerpuff Girl. I'm just kidding. We're not the Powerpuff Girls. But yeah, we will give you a lot of insights. My name is Rafael. I'm the founder of Share Studio. Been doing this for the past 8 years in marketing since 2009, filmmaking as well. Actually, my first music video was in 2009. And I went to the Amazon game in 2018 while I was working in Nickelodeon. I fell into the Amazon space and I haven't left ever since. It's been a wonderful journey. We've gotten clients from 400K to $1.2 million a month, as you can see right here. And then along my journey, I met Andrew, and he is the founder of JungleClick. He manages around $10 million a year in ad spend. And well, Andrew, I'll let you talk a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, we help e-commerce businesses increase their sales and profits on Amazon and outside of Amazon with paid advertising, as Rafael mentioned. We've helped multiple businesses, such as, for example, Quick and Clean, go from 100K per month to half a million per month with advertising, also with the help of Rafael with listing optimization. We've been doing this for the last 5 years, and yeah, we've helped many brands. So I've got a lot of insights from many categories, which I believe is gonna be very interesting for these for today's listings. So we have our first question already, Nathan. Hi, Andres and Rafael. I've been watching Bear Paw in the men's moccasin slippers niche, and I see they change their prices often. What do you guys think about the pricing strategy? Can you check them out? Yeah. All right. So I have it here. Let me just give me a second to log in here.
By the way, we got Lily in the background. She's part of our team, our producer, so she will be popping in and out a lot. And yeah, Andrew, whenever you're ready, man, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm already sharing. I'm just logging in on my Jungle Scout to check the metrics. Okay, interesting. Yeah, what I imagined. Okay, these are their price changes. Okay, I see their price changes now. They've been doing these since 2011. It's very interesting to, yeah, I like to see a bit more of a 2 year perspective, but that's what we have with this tool at least. Um, okay, so this is actually very expectable. You see, for most clothes, unless they are something for a specific niche, like for example, um, we have one client who I'm not gonna give a lot of details, but they are specifically targeting um, nurses and doctors, etc. That's a way that you can make clothing all year round. But for most clothing clothing brands, the high season will always be Q4 that you can see here, for example, November, December.
Also, this
Uh,
type of shoe is a shoe that is made for winter. If you go down, you're not gonna be going to the beach with this, right? Like it's pretty
Absolutely.
unlikely that you're gonna be on the beach or like jogging or like summer vibe, right? Because this looks like it's comfortable for colder weathers. Correct. That's why it's so fluffy in the inside.
That's
Uh,
correct. That's correct.
yeah, so that also helps. But I think they're asking more about the pricing
The
strategy.
price. Yeah, we can see here that they've increased their price lately significantly since even in their high peak season, and actually we can see how they have affected. They have sold almost half of what they used to sell. You can see here that they're increasing price. I believe this is something that they have been. they have been forced to do. Maybe they don't want to increase their prices much, but they're forced to do so to keep profitability in some way. Um, but but yeah, I mean, this is something that you have to. So every time that you're gonna be, making your or calculating your cost of goods, your Amazon fees, etc., plus everything related to it and how much you are expecting to sell, you always have to consider how the price will also affect your conversion rate, right? Because, for example, there are some instances where increasing the price will lower your conversion rate. This is the majority of the cases, but you also get that extra revenue, right? So you compensate less sales with more profits in theory, right? But also, there's a point where you can increase your price this much, but you will get zero conversion rate. There are other niches where you have to, or where the price relationship is different, where you increase the price and you can get even greater conversion rate, especially in luxury items, or items that have a lot of brand power, like for example Nike or other brands, where having their price higher than the average is actually important for their quality perspective. But in this case particularly, I wouldn't say it looks like a premium luxury brand whatsoever. You can see here that they are not trying at all to have that perspective. So this increase in price, I would say 100% is based that they're forced because of their cost of goods increase. The Amazon fees have increased lately. So just to keep floating. What do you think about this, Rafael?
I think you're partially right. Though the other things that I don't agree with you is just that the cost of goods, right? That's a huge part. Also tariffs, right? So tariffs is a huge thing. At the same time, competition, man, competition. Like when they launched, when 2011, you said.
Yeah,
I can't see it, Drew.
2011.
Yeah,
Sorry.
2011. So in 20, yeah. So the yeah, because the screen is zoomed in. Yeah, there you go. 2011. If we look at this listing looks like a 2011 listing, right? So I've seen this happen to so many clients, and it's like as a checkout, and that's a pain. That's a pain point. That's a problem. Why? People go in there to also shop for other things, and if they see the amount of competition that you have, if you go down, you'll see more things, more listings that other sellers are advertising on this listing. So most likely, this listing is just the only thing that they're considering or taking as an advantage is those 10,000 reviews, which is not bad at 4.6, right? It's great. But is that the only thing to consider? No, that's not the only thing to consider. You should be answering more questions with your images. Why should they spend $64 on these moccasins, right? $64 is a lot of money on a pair of shoes. If they were 20, okay. Right. How much can this cost to be made in China? Because most likely this is made in China. $5 possibly, and you're selling for 64, then you have to give it that perceived quality. Yeah, already in China. I didn't have it. You're saying, hey, this is good quality product because it's $64, right? But at the same time, you gave me this that like, I don't understand what the fuck this is. Like, and I'm not trying to hate. What's this brand called? Can you go up?
Fair
Can you go
point.
up? Yeah. Bear Paw. I'm not trying to hate Bear Paw. This is just a reality. Your competition most likely is beating you. And part of it, of the equation you're not fulfilling, is that perceived value. And the way you get perceived value is by telling customers, this looks good. This is how you would feel if you use my product, such as when you go and you dress in a nice store, you're gonna feel better. So you're ready to spend more money. If not, people will not be buying in, I don't know, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, whatever other luxury brand expenses, right? If we look up a Nike shoe is like $50. Air Force Ones, right? Which are like Nike at least. I know they're not the same type of shoe, but $64 is way above a well-known brand. I don't think that it is that big to have like ads on television. So, yeah, that's what I would add.
Yeah,
Competition. Competition is destroyed them most likely. What
yeah,
about sales?
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, so there's another thing that they might be doing, which
Is
could be understandable, which is that they might also increase the price in the low season because they know that they already won't sell that much. Just for when it comes to high season, they can decrease their price, the strike through price, with a huge percentage. That's also something, or you can get also coupons on top of discounts on top of a lot of things that are going to give you a lot of margin, and it's not going to show or appear like it's a short momentum thing, but rather more of a, hey, we've been selling at this price for these months. That's also something that could be done, but for the way that they've been handling prices, which they have increased significantly compared to last year, I don't think that's going to be that's not the reason. That's also something that you could do, uh, but it's also recommendable. All right. I think that would be. Then we can go with the next question. Okay, Mary. All right. Hey guys, I know hair care can be tough, but I think there's still a great opportunity to enter this specific niche that you can niche. Can you check what Dandy Man is doing? Okay, so let's check this product. Sea salt spray for men, texturizing and volumizing hairspray for beachy waves, matte finish, tobacco vanilla 1 pack. Okay, interesting. So texture that stays, texture and volumes defined. Okay, I see the first huge mistake here. Okay, here is something. Okay, so when it comes to these type of products where you want to sell a result in your aesthetics, it's extremely important that you show the model or how it is affecting the person. So there's a different, or there's a principle in marketing that you should take into consideration every time, which is that you should show, don't tell. Text and saying things don't matter that much. People don't care about what you say about the features that the product has. It does care what it's going to do to you and your life, right? So, in this specific, this is a very, very good example of what telling says, right? You're telling it's live with flexible hull, you're telling it boosts natural texture and volume, but you're not showing it. And what people wants to see are the result, right? That how it looks, how will I look after I wear this product? So I would absolutely say that this is a huge mistake because you're
hey guys,
not addressing what people actually want. Yeah, you're back.
my internet is going crazy. I don't know why. I think it's too hot in Miami. Connections are
Yeah.
going down. Hey Emily, can you put me? Okay, thank you. So what are we talking about?
Yeah, so this is a sea salt spray for men. I think this is for the hair.
Oh, it's beautiful. I use that all the time.
Yeah, you use this brand.
Let me see. No, no, I don't use that type of. product. Let me see the way it textures the hair.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
Is
saying.
there an image that I can see the hair? Let me see.
This
Let me
one,
see. That's
it,
that. Okay, how to apply it? But is there like a before and after at least of the hair itself?
there's nothing. That's crazy. That was
There's
what I was
nothing.
saying.
That's crazy, right?
I was talking about the difference between showing and telling, and how people don't care how much you tell them what the product does, but they want to see what it's actually gonna do to you. And um, this is what you need to do. You need to show the results. You need to show how the different. This doesn't even look like a before and after. This is like before and before, right? It looks the same, exactly the same. So people don't care about this. Nourishes hair with vitamin B5. It can be interesting, but it doesn't. It's not gonna persuade anybody to buy this product. So people want to see the actual results. People want to see this. At least you have decent reviews. I would say decent, which is also something that people do care about this, because there's no way that they can try it, so they have to rely on others people's experiences before they can actually test a product. But I wouldn't say it's compelling enough. I think they're missing on a lot of sales, even though the market or the niche is on a bit of a trend, and overall everybody is making a bit more sales. I would say that this specific brand is not leveraging it's not leveraging well their real estate here whatsoever.
I think that it's time for them to actually double down on their marketing efforts. Um, a lot of the questions there that's asked by Alexis are the questions that they should be answering with the images itself or video. Like for example, one thing that I like to look is how strong is it and how can it be textured, right? That's a huge thing for me because I have a lot of curly hair or wavy hair and it's very thin. It's super loose. So sometimes I just want that thick texture, and I'm not seeing that. All right, vitamin, okay, that's all great things. Vegan, cleaning, okay, sure. Everybody says that they're super organic and green and whatever, but like, let me see how it actually is gonna make me look. Because how I look is how I feel. That's how a lot of humans think. So that's what we should put. Like, who is your main buyer persona? Is it men? Okay, well, why don't I see a freaking men there then? Right? There's so many questions. So you're like, oh, Rafa, but I'm selling 1,000 a month at 1288. Okay, well maybe you could sell 3,000 a month at 1288, right? Or if you increase the brand perceived value of the actual brand, you could sell it at you could sell 2,000 at I don't know 1388 or 1488, right? A dollar makes a lot of sense when the products cost this low. Okay, it's a lot. It could increase your margins by like 10%, most likely a dollar, which is crazy. So my point being, give that marketing love so it can translate into it. Like these guys, I don't know if you can see my background. Hopefully you could. These guys were making $400,000 a month, just one ASIN, right? $400,000 a month. It's not that bad, I would say. Cool. They went to 1.2 mil because they were leaving so much money on the table. So in that category, which is hairspray, imagine how much more money you're leaving on the table. So it's not about how much money you're making, it's about how much money you're leaving on the table actually by your conversion. What should the conversion be for this, Emily? Do you have that conversion calculator in the background by any chance? Okay, if you don't have, based on the data that we have, that we can see from the outside, if you don't have a minimum conversion of 25.99, you're doing something wrong. All right, take away the peak season, Emily, where it says star rating, change it. Wait. No, but you can you share again? Yeah, thank you. Click where it says peak season on the right. Yeah, right there. I can't see the drop down. Yeah, low season. Just put low season. 11. Is there another tab that you can click? Yeah. Click normal. Put normal. Okay. If you, because this is like all season product, right? Like you use this throughout the year. There's not one month that I use it less, honestly. Um, if you don't have at least a 20% conversion rate, you're doing something wrong. Like
Yeah.
minimum 20%. What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, I would say that for this type of product and the price, I would even say high, set it higher. I would say 25%. This
Yeah.
is low. Yeah, 25%, which is what they were seeing, is I would say the minimum that they should be experiencing it. Otherwise, it's not sustainable whatsoever. Like, I know that. Also, let me check real quick here.
Emily, go back to the listing.
I'm gonna check here the CPCs to check if it's sustainable. Let me put it here. All right, so let's check it out. Sea salt spray, very difficult. 1.35, 1.33. This is up and down, meaning that the normal CPC should be at $2 primarily. Two
But
bucks or around $2.
it's very hard though. Like if you go to the right a little bit, go to the right because we cannot see your screen fully.
Oh, sorry.
To the right, to the right. Go to the other part of the screen. More and more. Right there. So you see where it says easy to rank? Oh, yeah. You see where it says easy to rank, guys. So where it says easy to rank, the system is telling you how easy it is to rank for that specific keyword. Meaning that if you just put 135 in, are you going to rank? It's telling you no. Like even if you put 135 in, it's gonna be very hard to rank. Right? That's what it says, Andrew. Correct?
Yeah, correct. That's correct. So you're
So
gonna need a lot more, like
what
three.
would you what would you do in that category? What would you do in that scenario, Andrew?
All right. So primarily, the biggest thing is to increase the conversion rate so that I can afford one more sales. The increase in sales will give us increase in sales velocity, which will increase our BSR. With an increase in BSR, then you're in a much better place to afford bidding higher on this one on sea salt spray. I think they have the potential because they have the reviews. The reviews are good, even though they don't have that many. Actually, the 4.5 rating is great for this type of product. So what I would do is invest in increasing or improving their I'm sorry here improving their conversion rate to increase their sales and their base position. And after that, I would be in a much better place invest in invest in more long tail keywords. Like for example, sea salt spray for men. They're somewhat difficult. It's a bit less. I would focus more on this type of keywords at the beginning, and after I get that organic traffic with that extra profit, then I would go for sea salt spray, but not the other way around. What many advertisers do is that they start with the main keyword. This is sea salt spray. Let's invest in this one. And until we have some ranking here, then we're going to go to the other ones. But the main issue is that because it's very difficult to rank, you might get some ranking, but you might get to the 30th result, for example, which is in the second page, which is actually not going to deal any results at all. So you're better off just starting a bit lower, like sea salt spray for men. And with that extra profits from the organic sales, you then go for the big one, the one that has the greatest search volume.
100%. I completely agree with you, my friend.
I would also be very careful with this niche. You can see that well, it's trending positively. Well, you're actually an actual user of this one, right? Of this
Yeah.
type of.
I mean,
So
look how good I look, man. Come on.
do you use it every day?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, makes sense. So then then yeah, it looks like a sustainable niche. So,
It's
but
just that
it was sometime it will sometimes soon plateau a bit, and that's where competition is gonna get even crazier because when the search volume increases, the CPCs are less expensive because there's more people looking for it, and that's where everybody there's a piece of the cake for everybody. But after that, then it's when it comes extremely difficult, and it might be too late.
every it's like every other. It's never too late, but it is. It is gonna be way, 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 way harder. It's like jumping on Amazon right now. Like, come on, jumping on Amazon right now. Before it was like $1,000 to launch a listing. Now you need. Andrew and I are actually thinking of launching a new listing, a new product, and we're like below low ballpark. It's like 15K, not even considering our services because we're obviously going to put it from our end. 15K just to launch a very affordable ASIN, right? 15K is pretty good amount of money for somebody, for a lot of people. So it is going to be harder, way harder. Also, Andrew, social media now plays a huge part in this, right? So look at social media trends, hair stylists, etc. How many clicks are they getting? So the more something goes into that trendiness, the harder it is going to be to launch on Amazon. What do you think if you put social media, sorry, if you put PPC and content, Andrew, how do you think those two correlate with each other, or make sure they both work in a space like this, such as, can you go back to a listing,
Yeah.
such as this this type of product, like something that has to do with beauty? How much do you think content and PPC complement each other?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me see if I can show you something real quick here. Okay, so this is very important because so this is I always like to put these examples to explain it to in an analogy, right? This is like in F1 or in races what you get with the car and the driver, right? The driver would be the PPC. The driver can get you so much. You can have a great PPC, right? You can have a great driver. You can have Max Verstappen, for example, um, which is really good at what he does. But if you get him a bad car, which is the listing, it's the potential that you have, right? If you get him a bad car, it doesn't matter if the autopilot is good or not, right? If he has 10 times better car, he's going to win the race. It's simple as that, right? So what the content does is the potential that you have, because at the end of the day, people are buying products and people are real humans, right? They actually look at they actually, yeah, I say this because a lot of people think like, hey, this is the sales, this is numbers, and you forget there's a human behind looking at your listing, trying to understand what you're actually selling,
Yeah,
and then deciding to buy, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
100%.
the PPC, with the PPC, you can maximize the potential, but the potential is always going to be limited by your conversion rate. So I'm going to show you this. Let me see if I can have one clean. So let me show you this, for example. So let's say that, for example, you have a set PPC spend, right? With this PPC spend, you have you decide to spend 3,000. Your CPC is where the PPC plays a role or have any role. If
CPC
the
is cost per click, guys. So how much it cost you every time somebody clicks on that? Okay.
Correct. With the PPC strategies, you can manage to decrease a bit or get the best cost per click for every campaign that you're gonna have. It doesn't mean that having a lower CPC is always gonna be a winner. There are some instances where I would say in most cases having a greater CPC is gonna yield greater conversion rate. But what the PPC strategies do is that they decide where to put your money on, right? The PPC spend, particularly. However, let's say that, for example, your CPC is $1. This is not set either by the PPC strategist or by anybody, but it's by the market, right? By the bidders. There's brands who are asking Amazon to give you a space, an ad space, and there's the ad space, right? Amazon trying to offer this. So whoever bids more is gonna get it. And that's what determines the cost per click, the market, right? So if you have a $1 CPC, for example, but a $10 conversion rate, a 10% conversion rate, because you're not actually telling that much, or you're actually explaining well what your product says, then you're gonna sell 300 orders, right? With a 72%, 71% ACOS, which is too high. But what happens if you start telling people what they want? If you start addressing their concerns from the reviews, what will happen is that you will have a greater conversion rate. So let's say that you have now a 20%. Now, total, you have with this exact same PPC spend, you have 600 orders, which is the double, and a 35% ACOS. Now you are more than breaking even. You're making profits, right? Because this is only for PPC. This is exactly what happens. The PPC strategy cannot control your conversion rate. It can at some point by deciding where to place your ad and when to appear it, right? What keywords to use, but that just only gets you to some place. It doesn't get you full picture. For you to have it, you will need for sure to increase your base conversion rate. That's why it's extremely important. That's exactly the car. The listing is the car, and the driver is going to be the PPC strategy, the one who is um, strategizing in the everyday, making the decisions every day on where to be, etc.
That sounds like a reasonable analysis. I hope everybody learned something from this. This is extremely important, and it's not really rocket science. Is guys, the more value you give, the better pricing, the better value, the most likely you're gonna sell more. What I've seen throughout my Amazon journey is that if you do not not I wouldn't say reinvent yourself, but at least polish yourself. Let's like going to the gym. You have to maintain yourself. Your listing is not going to succeed. Amazon is a beautiful way of making money, but Amazon is not Amazon 2015 anymore. You actually need to put some love into it and marketing into it, and a lot of marketing effort more than ever. Fees are high, everything's high. You have to squeeze the most amount. So before, if you made 60%, I had a client 60%, almost 60% in profits. Imagine that, Andrew. Now she's cut to like 40%, 30%, and it's a lot, right? And she's the owner of the factory. And she's like, well, before I was making this. Well, listen, like it's not like before you could buy Bitcoin at $1,000, right? Now Bitcoin's like I forgot, like 70K. So unfortunately, is it a safe thing or a good thing to buy? I would say so. I think Bitcoin's gonna go up to 200,000, but is it the same price as it was 1,000? No, it's not. Yeah. So I think you have to, I don't think, I know you have to invest into marketing, and not just PPC marketing, but also a full funnel. External traffic, which we actually do, if you need any help from that. External traffic, PPC, listing conversion. Now there's a whole harmony on the different tools that you should be using for Amazon that a lot of sellers are not committing to. Thank God that you're watching this with us, and hopefully you can commit to it, and you can increase your your return on ad spend, decrease your return, increase your return on ad spend, meaning that you're getting more money back for your buck. Dude, Andrew, do you want to add anything else? I think we're done for today, man.
I think we're done. Yeah, that's great.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. If you need any help with us for driving traffic to Amazon with external traffic, social media, content creation, strategizing, and management, we're here to help you as well. Or content creation for strategy, content creation for the Amazon space where we create content that's gonna help you increase conversion. We're also here for that. And if you need help with PPC, Andrew's here for that as well. Andrew has a lot of experience. Also, if you're at the level that you're not starting out, but you need to take your PPC game to the other level, such as external PPC ad spend, Reddit, Bing, Google, whatever it is, or you want to get your level, your PPC, your ad spend game to another level, such as DSP, Andrew has you covered as well.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. sharp. Andrew got here late today. Shame on you, Andrew. Be here on time. All right, see you guys.